it's a tough race to kind of handicap. At the same time, you got to look at who's got the most speed, who's the most visually impressive, so forth. Uh, and so therefore, we have a drum roll for my pick. This is who I'm picking. I think right now, I think Strike Silver is the horse. I think if as long as he doesn't get in too much traffic problem and he is able to get in the clear like he did in the Indian Summer, and if he can even get a better trip than what he got in that race, although it's possible that with all these speed burners in here, 5.5 furlongs, whether you have a lot of speed or not, you've got to be ambitiously and forwardly placed in a race this short. If he gets that trip, he is going to really, really have a hard time having anyone get in his way if he doesn't get a straw in his path. He's got that explosive turn of foot. I'm wondering if he can be a horse that can stretch out or if that's his domain to be between 5 and 6 furlongs. But to me, he looks like the horse to beat. He's had a win over the Churchill Surface. I like that as well, even though that's not always an advantage, home court advantage that most people would like to read into. Sometimes. So, yeah, but again, the way he ran at Keeneland, it looks to me like he's going to be on fertile ground in Louisville, and I think he'll run big in here. Somebody's going to have to really trip him up in the stretch to stop him or get in his way because he's got the most explosive turn of foot. But I've also feel the same way about Sergei Prokofiev. His run in the Cornwallis was very impressive, but I also like the way the runner-up ran going up the toward the grandstand side near the in that race in the Cornwallis. So, Well Done Fox also ran well. So, and he's at 12-1. Sergei is at 6. So, I might be one to take value on Well Done Fox and Strike Silver. Even though he's 4-1, I still think he's a horse. It's hard to not use him as a win bet or as a part of your exacta, try, or superfecta. He fits in somewhere, but anything can happen. Wesley Ward has 4 in here. Which one of the 4 do you like? Do you like Shang 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 the best? Do you like Moonlight Romance? Shang 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 is 5-5. He's 5-1, not 5-5-5-1. He's 5-1. Moonlight Romance is 12, and then you've got Stillwater Cove at 20, and then you have Chelsea Cloisters at 8. I think Chelsea Cloisters has been consistent, and at 8, even though you're not going to get as much money on her as you would on the other, on 2 of the other Wesley Ward horses, in addition to Shang Shang Shang, you're not going to get as much money on them. But at the same time, using them to hit that magic, try exacta, try, or super is something you may want to consider in addition to possibly putting them on top as a win bet if you don't think Strike Silver can run these horses down the way that he did at Keeneland. So where does that lead me? I believe that Strike Silver is my pick. I'm going to pick him tepidly along with Sergei Prokofiev. Those are my top 2. I think Chelsea Cloisters is going to run well. She may get a piece of it. The other Wesley Ward horses, you could use either one of those. And then I think Bulletin is a horse that might be finishing 3rd or 4th in there, could hit and finish out the super for you. But my top 2, if you want to flip-flop, are Strike Silver and Sergei Prokofiev. Those are my top 2 picks, and you can go either way. I'm giving the edge to Strike Silver, but if I were at the betting windows, I would certainly bet the Aidan O'Brien horse on top as well. And then, of course, speaking of him, you also have So Perfect. Can she put in a big run? She's 12-1. So she has value as well, and I think some people will just bet the fillies to beat the gals to beat the guys in this race. That may also be an angle that people use in the betting, with Wesley having 4 in here, Wesley Ward having 4 fillies in here, and Aidan O'Brien having So Perfect in here as well. So that's the way the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint shapes up. There really isn't a lot to analyze in terms of trip scenarios. It's all about going fast and continuing to go fast and hope that you can may the fastest horse win. That's basically how it is. It's ladies and gentlemen, start your horses in a race like the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. Once again, though, I'm picking Strike Silver with an edge over the Aidan O'Brien trainee, Sergei Prokofiev. Those are my top 2, but of course you could go the other way as well. If one of those 2 horses win, just say that I, told you so. Make me look good. But anyway, that's what we're looking at with the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. $1 million, 5.5 furlongs at Churchill Downs, the home of the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. And we'll recap this along with the other Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championship events right here on the CS Racing Report.